Hi, I'm here in Amsterdam for the Philips launch event. And before I give you my views on what I saw here, I began by interviewing their picture guru, Danny Tak. And I started by asking Danny about the new features on their 2018 OLED lineup.
The real new thing in the OLED range is HDR10 Plus, brand new innovation, doing dynamic metadata, having the right HDR performance scene by scene, so tremendous color, sharpness and contrast detail scene by scene on a new source, which is going to be brought by Amazon. That is the main new innovation on OLED. Of course, all our OLEDs will have the P5 engine, which we launched last year, which is very famous and actually the best picture processing you can have in the markets right now.
In terms of the LCD range, then, what changes are you making for this year?
In the LCD range, in the 8000 series, which are two series, 8.3 and 8.5, we're going to bring a nanocell in combination with HLED backlight. We're bringing the color performance of 90% DCI, which is, again, a step up from last year. Last year we had 85, now we have 90.
So in terms of nanocell, are you talking about an IPS panel?
Yes, this is IPS, but this gives you a tremendous good white color gamut in combination with a tremendous good viewing angle, which is a much better performance in viewing in terms of viewing angle than our previous launched quantum dot.
So are you essentially dropping VA panels and quantum dot in your range?
Yes, we are replacing the whole quantum dot range by now nanocell IPS.
Will you be using VA panels at all in the range in 2018?
Yes, one range lower, the whole 7000 range, we're using VA panels.
In terms of HDR10 Plus, will that be available on the LCD range as well?
Yes, we are bringing HDR10 Plus from 8000 range and up. So both series 8.3 and 8.5 will have HDR10 Plus and the whole OLED range.
Why have you gone for HDR10 Plus rather than Dolby Vision?
Because it's royalty-free. It's royalty-free, which has been always our first idea, and we now build further on HDR10 from static metadata to dynamic, so give a much better dynamic performance, but without having to bring cost to the consumer.
Will all the new models have HDR10 Plus out of the box?
All the new models we're launching from the second quarter of this year will have all 8000 and up will have HDR10 Plus, yes.
Are there any plans to add HDR10 Plus to 2017 models?
We are investigating that one, and it's just a bit too early to confirm that we can do that.
You've mentioned P5 processing. It did extremely well in your shootout that you held with AV Forums members last year. Are there any plans to improve on that going forward?
Yes, definitely. As I've read and heard about many of our competitors trying to show their next step, we also have been sharing here work in progress on a new prototype, the next innovation, P5, which is in my career of 25 years in picture quality within the company, the best performance I've ever seen. So I'm very excited of this new innovation. It's a little bit early to tell when you really can bring it to market, because there's still a lot of work to be done. It requires a lot of processing power, but it's gorgeous in terms of sharpness enhancement again, color enhancement. It brings the perfect natural reality.
So could we expect some surprises at IFA then?
Maybe. Come and see IFA.
Danny, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what do we actually see at the event? Well, we saw the new OLED lineup, which consists of 3 new models. So we have the 873, that's a 65-inch model. Basically, it's exactly the same as the 9002, 55-inch from last year, but this time it's got a 65-inch screen size and a new model number. But it's identical, basically. There's also the 973, again, 65-inch screen size. This new model we actually got a look at IFA back in September, and it's been released now. It's now the 973. It has a built-in sound base, really attractive glass and metal design, And all these OLEDs have the same picture features, so we've got the P5 processor. They also all support HDR10 plus out of the box. And also coming later this year, because the 873 and the 973 will be in the first half of the year. Later in the year, we're going to get the 803. That's going to come in 55 and 65-inch screen sizes. Again, same picture processing, P5, HDR10 plus, and that's got a more simplified design with 2 feet. Again, very attractive. They're really going for a minimalist look in terms of their OLED TVs, but also using some really nice European styling, which I quite like. So that's the OLED lineup that's coming up. In terms of the LCD lineup, well, they've got a whole range of new models going from 8000 series down to the 6000 series. Interestingly, on the higher end 8000 series, they're going to be using IPS panels. They're going to be using nanocell IPS panels. Obviously, they're coming from LG, I suspect, but they seem to feel that they like the 90% of DCI P3 that nanocell can deliver, but also the wider viewing angles. They just felt that the VA panels were too constrictive in terms of their viewing angles, so they're going for these nanocell IPS panels instead. But they will be using VA panels for further down the range. So the 7000 series and the 6000 series will still be using VA panels. Again, very much European styling here, lots of use of metals and natural materials, really nice minimalist approach to their styling. And I've got to say, although they're edge lit, they were looking very impressive in terms of the picture quality on these higher end LCD TVs. So I think there's a strong lineup coming from Philips this year. Certainly the P5 processor did extremely well last year in the AV Forum shootout, which I'm glad to see they were talking about quite extensively at this event, showing the statistics from that particular event with the AV Forum's members voting enormously in favour of the P5 processor when it came to using the vivid mode. And what they gave us, Danny gave us a little sneak peek of what's coming at some point in the future. It won't be called P5, of course, it'll be a different processor, but it's going to be, it really was impressive. Showed in some incredible improvements in image quality. And I've got to say, the level of processing we're seeing now with these sort of neural networks and artificial intelligence processing that's coming from a lot of manufacturers really does show you just how powerful processing has become and just what it can do in terms of picture quality. So I think it's a really exciting time, but there's no question at the moment the real main thrust of Philips' lineup this year is going to be OLED. They're really behind OLED. They're going to have 3 new models this year, different screen sizes as well. But they've not forgotten about LCD, and that still looks very impressive too. But overall, I've got to say, yes, it's not a revolutionary year like most manufacturers. I think this year, 2018 is more of an iterative process, a slight evolution. But I still think it's a very strong lineup, and they're promising to get them into the stores early this year, first half of the year, and hopefully, in enough numbers that they can meet demand. And I think every year we do see Philips launching really strong lineups of TVs, but their problem's been getting them in the stores and getting them in enough numbers. And I think this year they're determined to be at market early and with sufficient numbers and enough retailers so people can actually buy these products. And if so, I think they're going to love it because, everyone loves Ambilight. It's a great feature to have and it is unique to Philips. And then they've got a strong OLED lineup, they've got a great processing engine inside their TVs and a strong LCD lineup as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the new lineup, getting them in for testing later in the year. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, then please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.